Hello everyone and welcome back to Meeple Leaf Reviews. My name is Jeffrey.
And my name is Jacob.
And today we're going to be doing another before and after. And hold on, because the game's name is Sator Arepo Tenet Malleus Maleficarum. Go find that on
Rolls off the tongue.
Not a hard game to search for at all on Board Game Geek. I'm sure it'll be top of the list.
Should be, yeah.
So Jacob, how did you find this game?
I just heard about it randomly. The first edition. This is actually the second edition of the game, which comes with an expansion. First edition, it was, when I heard the game described, it was like something I'd never heard of before in a board game. It was so abstract that it intrigued me. When they came out with second edition, I thought I'd pick it up.
Yeah. Definitely abstract, I think, is the word to describe this game.
Yeah.
You're like going around in this library, trying to get
mystic library of some sort.
Trying to get these lost books and the pathways. You can move them around on the abyss, and you're just trying to collect your books, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of visualize it as like a Harry Potter Hogwarts castle where the stairways are shifting around and moving, and you're trying to like find your way through this library.
Yeah. So, abstracts aren't my favorite thing in the world. I don't really think I'm going to enjoy this one because it just doesn't feel like there's a whole lot there, but Who knows?
Yeah, this game also has the potential for a lot of take that in it.
Yeah,
which is something you hate in games, like when it's like over exasperated.
Yeah.
And I think that might push you even further off the edge, and you might just hate this game.
Yeah, an abstract game where people just
smite you for no reason,
like play chess and people just knock your pieces off. That sounds like a great. Well, anyways, we'll give it a play and then we'll come back and we'll see if my expectation is right. Well, actually, what's your expectation?
Well, my expectations are, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to like this game, and I'm just going to have to play it with my wife because you're not going to want to play it with me. That's my expectation.
All right.
I'm not expecting too much out of it, but I think it will be fun and different than anything else in my collection, which is why I picked it up.
All right, well, let's play it, and then we'll come back and see what we think of Sator Arepo Tenet Operarotis Malleus Maleficarum.
There you go.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We just finished playing Sator and etc.
Yeah.
A two-player game. Took us 33 minutes for a learning game, so it wasn't too long. So let's just go into the different categories. Art and components.
Pretty weak.
Yeah, subpar.
Yes. Well, I would say par. I wouldn't say subpar. I mean, the components aren't horrible. They're just not great looking. Yeah. The art style is meh.
Well, I think the components actually were good. Like, the cardboard was thick. It wasn't flimsy. There's little plastic pieces for your acolyte and your little books. They were pretty detailed and descriptive.
I really like the books.
Yeah.
The little books, I'm actually probably going to paint those.
But the artwork, I mean, you can't really highlight anything. It's just like walkways. I mean, how descriptive and detailed can you be when painting walkways? So.
Yeah, and they tried to add in a little flair here and there with like, oh, here's a stack of books on this walkway or a piece of paper. And I think it looked tacky.
And it's all hovering over an abyss. So you paint an abyss black. So
yeah, so art and components, I mean...
Components are good.
The book, I will say the book is... or the box is actually a book. So here's your bindings. Here's the paper. It looks cool. I like the design of the box.
Yeah. What about rules and teaching?
The rules are poorly written. It's one giant book in 5 different languages. English was right in the middle, so I always had to like search through to find my language. And other than that, I mean, it was only 2 pages of rules for the base game. We just played the base game, not the expansion content. And it was fairly straightforward. Some of the sentence structure was odd. The names of things, like the names of the cards, are this huge Latin phrase for your deck of cards.
John,
and you're
Invictus,
just like...
Invictus move it Peristo. Okay. Just draw from the movement deck.
Yeah, draw from the movement deck is what I should have said. But.
Yeah. The rules were okay. There were little things here and there. They interjected a lot of theme into the rules when it wasn't really necessary.
Yeah.
I remember picking up the rule book and being like, holy crap. This game is going to be tough. But, like you said, there's just all the different languages in one. It's not too hard to pick up.
Yeah.
The game. It's
very
pretty
straightforward,
Theme.
I guess I kind of get the theme. I've also pasted on my own theme, as I said before, kind of a Harry Potter theme, and this is like a trial in the Harry Potter world that the different houses are battling for, and you're like moving through this labyrinth of moving staircases trying to get to your books. When I paste that theme on, I actually find it really cool and interesting. If you read up on the actual theme of this game and the story, the real life story that it's based off of, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's a really creepy theme. I definitely think Harry Potter is searching for his overdue library book.
This is cool.
Yeah. Harry Potter and the Lost Library book.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean it's an abstract game.
Yeah, it's an abstract game for sure.
Basically,
moving around these Tetris pieces with rotation and movement cards. It's also very kind of mind-bending puzzle figuring out.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to figure out the best way to rotate and move these pieces, and if you can't look at it from a distance and gauge where these pieces are going to be moving based on how you rotate them,
right,
it's going to be tricky to figure out the best play.
Yeah, you need to visualize, because getting into the gameplay and mechanics, once you move a piece, you can't move it back.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to visualize everything. And I can imagine if you could do that, if you could move pieces to try and gauge where they're going to line up. I mean, it was really hard. Every time I picked up a piece, I was like knocking like the acolytes over, knocking things off. So it's not the easiest thing to pick up and manipulate.
No, it was a bit of a struggle with that as well, just reaching over pieces and stuff. I think we only played it 2 players, so we only had the 2 acolytes, a couple gargoyles on there. But if you're playing 4 players, it might, and the board was a little fuller, it would be a little trickier.
Yeah. Overall, I found that the gameplay can bog down, I think, especially with more people, because you have these cards that move the pieces, and you can't really plan out your turn until it's your turn.
Yeah.
Because the other players are moving all the other pieces, so, I mean, you can have a plan, but it's probably going to get messed up by other people moving the pieces. So when it came around to my turn, I was just like, okay, now what can I do? You can't really think about it a whole lot beforehand. Yeah,
I think if I didn't really find that with our 2-player game, I didn't have too much trouble planning, but there was a let's figure out the best possible play, and then if someone throws a wrench into that, you're just like, oh, okay, now I need to refigure this whole thing out. If you're trying to plan it on other people's turns. With 4 players, I could definitely see it bog down and add to the time length greatly.
And I found that the game was over a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think I got maybe 5 rounds. We got maybe 5 or 6 rounds in.
Yeah, it went by really quick.
Because there's each player has their own like special power cards. They're all the same amongst the players, but they're your own deck with cards that you can play. And you just played one card that basically just won you the game. You were so close to your last book, because that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to pick up the 4 books.
Yeah.
You were so close to your last book that there was basically nothing I can do to stop you.
Yeah, I eventually got onto the platform with my book, and the only thing that he could do was stand in front of me, because acolytes are impassable objects. So you can actually block your opponents just by standing in front of them.
Yeah.
However, they can then just move passageways and run around you, and that's perfectly fine.
It's not a valid tactic to just sit in front of someone to try and win, because my books I was close to my 3rd one, but to get to my 4th one, I would have to go all the way across the map, and then to leave you with only needing to move 2 spaces. I mean, at that point, I knew the game was lost 2 rounds before the game was over, and that there was nothing I could realistically do.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a stall tactic that you could use. You did stall me for like 2 turns from finishing the game. And I think if you had those power cards in your hand, you could have manipulated the board to bring your cards closer to you, or your books closer to you, so that you could run and grab them in one in one straight run. The way the board was situated in that game, it would have been extremely hard for you to do, but I think it would have been possible if you had the right cards.
Highly unlikely, but you definitely had the easier run of it at the end.
Yeah.
But I think the game wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. If you begged me, I probably would play it again.
Right.
But it's not one that I'm going to ask to come out to the table.
Right. I really enjoyed it. I had a blast playing this game. I'm definitely going to get it to the table again. And the only kind of worry I would have about this is those power cards and how powerful they actually are. That being said, you can just freely draw them when you draw up your hand. So it's not like they're hard to get and everyone has access to them. And you can also discard 2 cards, which we weren't really using that swap card ability too much. But at any or at the beginning of your turn, you can discard 2 cards, one of them being your power card and 1 regular card, to search through any of the decks and pick the one card you want.
Right.
So if you want that one specific card, you can get it. You just have to discard 2 cards to get it.
Yeah, I definitely think that helps make it a faster paced game as well. Those power cards, because they can end the game like you were nowhere near winning, and then you were just like, oh, watch this. I'll play this one card. And you were like, oh, I'm basically done.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely going to be heavy swings in this game using those, and I think that would come with time learning the game and learning what all those cards are. You could kind of prepare for certain plays that people are going to do.
Yeah. All right, well, that's Sator Arepo Tenet Opera Rotus Malleus Maleficarum. So if that sounds good to you...
or we'll just call it the Black Book.
Go search it on Board Game Geek.
Go check out Sator.
All right, see you guys next time.